Hi everyone, it's Casey Williams. Well, I was coming out of breakfast this morning, my family and I getting into the Jeep Wrangler, and this guy in the window just kept looking at us and looking at us and looking at us, and I thought, what have we done? Is my family just completely freakish or what? And then I realized what he was looking at was the Jeep, the 2018 Wrangler. And while there's a lot the enthusiasts are really going to like, there's also a lot that the non-enthusiasts are really going to embrace too. It's a much better vehicle for everybody. So let's go have a look at the brand new 2018 Jeep Wrangler. Well, on first glance, the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited looks a lot like the 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. And obviously they're both Jeeps, but there are a lot of differences, and the bodywork's all brand new on it. Start with the grille. It has the traditional 7-slot grille, but you start looking again, the headlights intrude on these outer slots, and that's really taken from the CJ5 and the CJ7 models. Real nod to the classic heritage of the vehicle. Headlamps, of course, big round headlamps, but these are LEDs. You also got the LED driving lamps here in the fender. So again, you got all the modern technology you need in the front, without disturbing anything that's a Jeep heritage. Clips here for the hoods, it's a tradition as well. You come around the side, you start noticing some of the other details of it. You look close, you'll realize the windshield is raked back a little bit more, trying to help aerodynamics a little bit. Fender vents actually functional. If you've had a Jeep in the past, on the highway the hood can flutter as the air gets underneath of it. This helps the air come out so the hood stays planted. And I spent a lot of time on the interstate and it was absolutely solid. And the windshield is designed still to flip forward, so if you really want to go off-road, have the wind in your face, you can do that. And it's designed to go down with a lot fewer bolts and a lot less time. So I think that's really nice. A lot of debate whether they keep that or not, but they did keep it, and I think it's great. Doors, you finally have keyless entry. Has push-button starting too. Doors close a lot easier as well. And the way the hinges are designed, it's easy to take them off, easy to put the doors back on. There's also a handle on the other side, so you can just lift the door up off of the hinges and take them away. All 4 doors do that. Ours has the Freedom roof, so the front panels over the front compartment, they actually come off, kind of like a T-top. You can take them off and store them. They also make a new canvas roof for the car. So it's a one-touch power roof. Canvas center section goes back, and it goes all the way back, retracts back over the back seats. I think if it was my vehicle, I'd get that instead of the Freedom roof. But they'd have both of them available. 18-inch alloy wheels. Come around the back. Again, a very traditional Jeep look. Tires here. Got the rear view cameras hidden here in the center of the spare tire. LED tail lamps, tow hooks. Again, exactly what you expect. Keyless entry again here. Very easy to get into it. And there's a fair amount of space when you get back here. Got a lot of tie downs here on the back of the door. And the back seats fold forward so you can get all that space in there as well. Again, it's all the stuff you expect to see in a Jeep on the outside of it, but it's just more refined, it's just more finesse, a little better aerodynamics, and it's a little more functional. Well, like last year, our Jeep Sahara came with a 3.6-liter V6 engine. It delivers 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. And I think that's plenty in a car like this. But unlike last year, there's a couple of new powertrains coming. You can also get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and it delivers 270 horsepower, so a little bit down on horsepower, but delivers 295 pound-feet of torque. And that's partly because of the turbo, but also because it has a light hybrid system that is really nice for off-roading. Last December, we were out in Arizona driving the cars off-road, and having that torque of the hybrid system was just really nice, just smooth and quiet and just everything you need for off-roading. There will also be a plug-in version coming, and there's also a diesel coming. So pretty much any way you want it, you can get it. Well, the engines also come now with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's just a lot smoother. I mean, you don't have to get to the end of a parking lot before you realize it just shifts smoother and it just has power you want it. You're on the interstate driving, it's easy to shift down, and you never want for the power. So talk about fuel economy with the V6, 18 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway. Again, I think for, it's a large, heavy SUV, I think that's not too bad. I think Jeep designers did a great job on the exterior. They kept the things that Jeep traditionalists want, but they updated and made it a little bit more modern too, and had some technology to it. And I think they did an equally good job on the interior. Again, it's always a challenge. You want to keep the traditionalists happy. You want to be able to watch the thing out if you go mudding and use it as a Jeep. But you also want to be able to attract a new audience that wants a little more comfort, a little more technology, and just a little more drivability for the vehicle. And I think they've done a good job with that. So this is the Sahara package, which isn't quite the top where the Rubicon is. That's the hardcore off-road vehicle. But this is more of the luxury model. And that really shows on the interior. That's more like a Grand Cherokee than the old Wrangler in a lot of ways. You've got heated leather seats, you've got a heated steering wheel, you've got automatic climate control, it's got the Alpine audio system in it, so a lot of comfort there. On safety, you got blind spot warning, you've got the rear camera, again, some things to keep you safe. But when you start looking at the details, I think that's where what really shines through in this car. You got the stitching in the dash, you got stitching up here. This is all rubberized. And you know, one of the reasons they said they do this, a lot of times you have passengers and you're grabbing the handle and you're trying to brace yourself when you're off-roading. It's a place to come put your hand there and brace yourself. It's nice. But inside of that is Chrysler's touchscreen, which I think is one of the best in any car. And just simple, easy to use icons, radio, you've got Wi-Fi, climate controls are there, your apps, controls for seats and the mirrors and the backup camera all there, navigation, right to the map. So that's all very simple. If you don't want to do it on the touchscreen, you can do it by voice, or you can use the redundant controls down below. And I think it's really nice I've done these. Great big, easy to use knobs, so you're wearing gloves, it's cold outside. Again, you're outside with the top down, easy to do this. Volume knob, tuning knob, big knob in the middle for the fan speeds. And then down below are the controls for the heated seats, heated steering wheel, temperature controls here. And then down below, another level below, some of the other detailed equipment. You've got auto stop start. That helps with fuel economy. It'll pause the engine when you're at rest. I don't really like it, I usually turn it off. Stability control here, parking sensors. Has hill descent control. If you're doing off-roading, it'll maintain a set speed going downhill. Down below, power window buttons. Again, the doors are designed to come off, so anything that's not electrical that you can take off the doors is better from a design standpoint. So those are all here. And the media hub, USB ports, auxiliary ports, all right here. Again, this one has keyless entry. It's also got keyless starting, push button starting, which is new. And a couple other things I really like on this one. You know, the center screen here, I have it set up for a digital speedometer, but you can also go down and it'll give you the degrees of pitch and roll. So you're off-roading, you can see how the vehicle's tilted or how it's pitched as you're going off-road. I think it's really nice. The back seats are also really comfortable. It's got a fold-down armrest, plenty of space. It's got rear seat air vents. So again, pretty much anything that you would want in a, kind of a basic Grand Cherokee would be inside this vehicle. Well, from the very first second you start driving it, and certainly by the end of a driveway, you can tell that the Jeep is all new underneath. And it really, the steering's a lot more direct. Where the old ones, it kind of wandered a little bit. This one's really dialed in well. And the suspension is just a lot more refined. You just don't get the same bounce and hop as you used to in the old ones. Now, don't make any mistake about it. It's not a luxury SUV, but it's just a lot more drivable. Here today, we're on potholed city streets, and it really absorbs it pretty well without shaking around. And I also had a lot of time over the weekend. I was in the interstate, running, at least 70 miles per hour in the left-hand lane. And again, it just felt a lot more controlled, a lot more dialed in, just felt a lot more confident, really driving it, on road. Of course, I drove the car back in December in Arizona off-road, and literally climbed up the side of a mountain, the skid plates banging on the rocks all the way up it. And it's just really amazing that the truck can do that kind of driving off-road and do everything you expect a Jeep to do, but then you can drive it on the city streets, and it's a fairly comfortable family car. One of the features this one has that you didn't have in the past is it does have a 4-high automatic mode in it. So you can, especially in the wintertime, you can put it in 4-high, leave it there, and you don't have to take it out all the time. So I think it's a very nice feature as well. It does have auto stop start, it helps with the gas mileage a little bit. I think it's really annoying, but it works out really well. But overall, I think it's just a lot more refined, just a lot more usable. And if you'd had other, full-framed SUVs, and you got in this, I think it would feel very comfortable to you, and certainly wouldn't feel like you're just bouncing around and killing yourself in it. Fortunately, I've had more time in this Jeep Wrangler than just about any other test car I've had. I've literally climbed up the side of a mountain in it in Arizona, and I've also spent a lot of time in the left-hand lane going 80 miles per hour on the interstate. And what I can tell you is this. I think if you're a Jeep traditionalist and you've always liked them, you're going to like this one even more. It's more capable off-road, and it's just a lot more refined every day. But if you looked at a Wrangler and thought, gosh, I think it just rides too rough, or it's just too bouncy, or it's just not quite comfortable enough, so I'm going to buy something else, I think it's finally crossed that threshold where you can get comfortable enough, it drives refined enough, that you can use it every day. You can use it as a family car, and it's not just horrible to live with. I think that's just great. I think they have the style they need to keep, they upgrade the interior, and do exactly what they're supposed to do with it. So let's talk about pricing. The Jeep Wrangler starts just under $27,000. Now that's for a sport 2-door with a canvas roof and a stick shift. This one, as equipped, $52,235. It's getting up there on the price end of the scale, but you're really buying a luxury SUV at that price. And you're buying a lot of capability you can't get in anything else. So next week, we'll have another fun vehicle. Until then, storm forward.